Hey folks, welcome to another NHL 26 on EA Sports. I'm Son of Beast and I'm Terry Crews. It's another matchup here for our biggest of the intentional ever game that we've seen. How play the playables are makely to have it all written out. And the teams are always the better team right from the nation across from the globe. The next matchup as we are heading things on to game number 5, it's the Colorado Avalanche, and they are at Ottawa to face against the Senators. As you see before, from Season 3, it was nowhere to be exceptional for the Ottawa Senators as they haven't found any wins. It was a shutout loss. But this time, the Colorado Avalanche from last season lost against the Tampa Bay Lightning with an unbeatable on the scores from 12-5. It wasn't enough that they really had keeping them from going from every game along the way. So, will the Avs find a way to make the win? Or will the Senators make a 2-game losing streak to end for the Avs? And will this happen for Avalanche to have a win? Let's see what happens. Here are the starting players as we go start from the Colorado Avalanche. And your starting goaltender is Scott Wedgwood. Starting players we have is Nathan McKinnon. He has a wheels and his quick release and his ankle breaking on speedy, elusive Deeks. Then we have his Cale Makar. One of our biggest alternative captains on the board makes the Ely Edges with the second win and across with the quick release. He makes it deceptively quick shot release to have the better angle. Then Martin H.S., who has a wheels and tape-to-tape zones from the Carolina Hurricanes. He now has been receiving it to make his next level to keep on moving it forward. With wheels and tape-to-tape zones, it's powerful and more precise. Devin Toes has the Ely Edges with the sharp nipple turns with the stick 'em up and send it pass. As you all know about Mackenzie Blackwood, he has sponge, a shot of Dervshin, and limited rebounds. Then Samuel Girard with the Ely Edges on the nipple turns on the other stuff. Then it's Arturi Lekkonen, the big tipper in no contest. Then it's Vasily Nichushkin with quick release in the big break. Then it's Josh Manson, the true lensless destructive shoulder checks the other way. Then Gabriel Landeskog, big tipper and born leader. And finally, it's Victor Olofsson. From the Vegas Golden Knights to the Colorado Avalanche. Now let's go right over to the other side of it for Ottawa Senators. Starting with Tim Stützle, the Ely Edges and the ankle breaking makes it speed and elusive Deeks. Then it's one of our famous, Brady Tkachuk, the captain for the Senators. He makes an unstoppable force with the powerful reverse kits, also born leader with relentless on the shoulder checks. Jake Sanderson is a second win and the pressure with the send it pass. Thomas Chabot with the other one with the wheels and send it. Drake Bopperson with the Ely Edges quick release and tape-to-tape zones. Claude Giroux with ankle breaker and quick draw. Then it's Linus Ullmark as he has a sponge to take things on for his next one on. And James Remire is the starting goaltender for the Senators. We'll see what happens on ice if the Senators have one of our biggest plays between Remire or Ullmark. Then we have is Dylan Cousins, the transfer from the Buffalo Sabres with the quick release and the pressure. Then it's David Perron, the quick release. And finally is Ridley Gregg. Wheels is only the way to make the chain. Well, that's it for the starting lineups. It's now got time to get down to business at the Canadian Tire Century in Ottawa. My next commentary partners, I have is Union Jackie. He's also along with the other commentators with Tyler and the third commentator of the crew. A warm welcome is Zoe Troop. And from the center ice, I will now send it over as the finishing will make that one start and clear is to find things off with the ones as Rogers is here on ice to see what's going on with the biggest on action. We'll see you later for the intermission and post-game shows after each periods. Avs, Sens, coming up next on EA Sports. It's big matchups here in Ottawa. Hi everybody, I am Union Jackie, and I'm here with my broadcast partner along with Tyler Beast and the third commentary of the crew. It's No Truth. Big nights here in Ottawa, Canada as we're ready to get started for our puck drop. It's Ottawa and the Senators and Colorado Avalanche as the puck is underway here at Canadian Tire Central. Ready to go. Starting up for the goaltender is Vermeer from the Sens. And starting goaltender from the Avalanche we have is Scott Wedgwood. Lekanen starts off, he will now find it over to McCaw. McCaw looks it over to swing to Walensky, looks to McKinnon. McKinnon backhander shot, he'll start off with the first goal. Surprisingly on the run, that goes with Nathan McKinnon, the first goal. Well, I got a little timing ticked off there too soon, and this is where that first goal really made it in. Just only 48 seconds on the shot on the timer. Watch what happens when you're spotting it on here. This is where that first goal goes in for Nathan McKinnon. That backhander made it look beauty. You see this offense is making it in there and in. When you have this backhand shot, you have that first goal opportunity. That's where that first one comes into stride along the way. You have no idea where it's coming right behind you, but that's really where it's going to get right by you to have that first goal come by. That's where it starts off for Nathan McKinnon. That's where you see the assist by Walensky and McCaw. A start by Brady Tkachuk after a desperately surprising shot for the Colorado Avalanche, as they already have picked up 1-0 lead in the first period. As on Walensky will have it right toward the wing. Out around the back, he will have it over to send a deep zone. The rebound, he now finds it over to Nathan McKinnon. He will have it over in the other ice. Fires up and around the net, looks over to Cale McCaw. McCaw swings it over to Walensky, looks over to McCaw, trying to settle it over down to McKinnon. McKinnon looks over to Walensky, so have it again to McCaw. McCaw looks over to McKinnon. McKinnon passes again to Walensky. Walensky looks to McCaw. Back over to Nation, straight over the way. Trying to look for the shot. That's what it's directed up, and it's the point.
Nathan McKinnon available to assiste for Walensky and Cale
I can
McCaw
say
against
now
the
that this is the biggest, closest
48
effort that we were
seconds.
looking at. That's where that first goal is going to almost going to get whipped off. That'll turn into be a second goal. Wedgwood would stop and freeze the puck here with only 17:20 remaining. And welcoming my third commentary to the crew, I give it over to Zone Troop to start things here. What do you see here with the first period and how that Nathan McKinnon got that first goal in the start? Well, it's easy enough here now. I'm going to say this one once or twice. We're talking from the ranging from Cale McCaw's feeling, and now what happens to Nathan McKinnon with the first goal. The backhander really made it look like it's impossible. And he made that one backhander no problem. To have it only 48 seconds. That was really where the time is where it starts. You don't see how that one was going to get in there, but that really first goal made that one shot right into the zone. That's the first goal where we need to get it for. Doesn't shot. Oh, what a stop made here by Wedgwood. And Carpenter with the rebound. Giving over to stop on Burns. Block on the carry down here. Wedgwood in trouble, but it's now Burns with the rebound as a Colorado Avalanche will have it on the other side of the zone. Here's Nichushkin as Colorado's back in offensive zone. He now finds it over to Dylan Cousins. He looks it over to Arten Zup. Looks over to Zetterlund. Baden Zetterlund right over to the wing. A pass by right toward the zone. In trouble in Nate and it's creasing, and it's back to Bufferson. It's taken away by Solia. Well, that was where that would really make that with the hardest chain. This is where that trouble gets into the creasing. He was no sure that would going to stop him out of the way. That really made it look like it was almost going to be a denying effort by the goaltender. He wasn't really sure what he was watching. Here's Drury, now finds it again to Solyov. Solyov passes to Gerard, that one is broken up, and it's rebounded by Olofsson. Drury tries for the shot for the Solyov, and it's rebounded up by Colorado. And Arten Zup's got the puck here for Ottawa Senators as he clears that one out. Icing will not be here in denying as the effort will keep play ball alive for Baden Zetterlund. Scott Wedgwood trying to cover up, and the puck is given out, and now Jack Drury will have a chance. Here's Victor Olofsson right toward the way. Spins in control, now finds it to Gerard. Gerard looks at Walensky. Walensky passes to Gerard. Gerard passes over to Walensky. He now has it again to Gerard. Gerard pass. Keeps moving around by Avalanche. In the middle, doesn't have the right choice. That's Thomas Chabot will have it out. Pinto right toward the wing. Has it across his Sutso. On a shot, save made by Wedgwood. Rolls to Olofsson. Now we'll have it again over to Barakov. What Barakov I was really now watching it on was that the Senators are really giving some hard times and trying to watch out for Scott Wedgwood. He was making his own use of a save. Don't let him fool you. That really is going to make that harder off to keep out of the range. There's no clearing bounding that you have to do for. Barnikov's shot's blocked, and it's rebounded up by Nick Jensen. Nick Jensen looks over to Brady Tkachuk. Kachuk right toward the wing. And it's given to Malinsky, so he'll have that one rebounded in for Avalanche. He'll do for the zone again to Ivan. Ivan again to Bordakov. McCarr's on the outside. We'll have his zone over to Nature's back in his zone. On the cutting bound, and he's stopped by Merlin. Shabbat's got that puck, now find it over to Juro. On the center middle, swings and misses as Nature's has got that one over the other way. Pass to Jensen. Fire shot, glove save by Wedgwood. Wedgwood's going to give it some time to breathe in. If only 10:49, we'll stop the play inbound. Standing by, I have is David Perron, as Rogers has more info. Thanks, fellas. About David Perron, he was really making his own use of his effort. The timing strategy really makes it a harder use of this effort. He watches going into great passing and skills. There's no effort that he has played after before the loss against the other team. It was no big deal how that really changed. When they really did this one with the last part of a couple of postseasons ago against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But this time, he's looking forward to it for his regular season on his own. I'll be watching on him for David Perron, and he'll have to see what he gets. Guys, back to you. Thanks, Rogers now finding the Burns, and a shot stop by Merlanen. Merlanen will have that one covered in with just only 9:45 past the midway mark. Now to send the other side zone, it's now Nathan McKinnon about his quick time loads. Thanks, fellas. With all about quick timing his zones, Nathan McKinnon is really a hardest play of the world. Alternative captain is one of our stars on his zone. The Avs really love his support. The better use of his change is where we all use for. When Avalanche is finding their way to keep things on to a victim, they work hard. They don't see what happens to Nathan McKinnon, and he really has shown things off. I'm finding out here to see what gets in to a closeout for Nathan McKinnon. He's closer in the range, but I'm really looking to see how we can able to hang things in. Tightness is greatness. Let's see how he has, guys. Now back to Faden Zetterlund, and if only 8:30 remaining in the first period. We'll have that swing out of the zone, like behind the net. Zetterlund on a shot, he scores! Faden Zetterlund has tied it up, and it's now a 1-1 game here in Ottawa. There's no quick in motion. You don't spot that one on for Faden Zetterlund. Watch the split. He gets away from a defender, and then right toward the middle. That is where that one comes in as he ties that one up. You don't spot that one on here. That is where it comes down. But how that was a good first goal. And then you see, this is the tough motion here. And Wedgwood was moving. This is where that comes in. He finds a little squeeze to get by it. And that first goal, they look good. So it's Faden Zetterlund, his first goal of the game as he's going to play up with the Colorado Avalanche before. You know, I've really been watching on this in here for the Senators as they really try to keep that out. There's no better zone, there's no quitting effort, you have no change that you have to do for him. That's really because what happens with Faden Zetterlund, he just finds with a great cut in motion. There's no bigger attack that you really have to go with. Oh, what a save by Merlanen! And now he has it again over to Sorrell. He finds the Burns, looks it over to Nichushkin. Nichushkin now finds it again to Burns. Burns shot, another save by Merlanen. A save made by Cousins. Fouls for the loose puck. And now the rebound is on Buffleson. With the puck now again to Burns. Avalanche continues to pass zones in the Carolina into the Sounders territory. Shorloff looks to Burns. Burns shot. Good save by Merlanen. He'll freeze it here with just only 6:42 remaining in the first period. One better player is one of a captain of Brady Tkachuk. He's played with his brother, Matthew Tkachuk, and they're now both part of Team USA. What I say about Team USA is really been like showing things, and I really love how they're playing it for. The brothers have always been doing the harder work. Nowhere to be playing in here, and I really have to say, they done so well. Matthew Tkachuk for the Panthers and Brady Tkachuk for the Senators. They played well multiple times here from the regular season. But the postseason wasn't enough as they really try to keep things going. As for now, the last of the season comes to the end for the Ottawa Senators as they made their playoffs for the first
11
time
minutes, 42
since
seconds
the
in the first period.
2017. It wasn't really just how hard it was doing for it. It really got into it to keep that with a great range. They worked it up so good, and there you have to do things the harder way. Now you got to watch it and be careful on the big tape. Brentway with the puck. Now has it over now in 5 minutes remaining in the first period of the opening frame. Shoots he gets away from the defender, and now it's right to the wall. He's coming up. A rebound here by Malinskis. Malinskis on the pass over now trying to get to Olofsson. Olofsson gets wiped in by a Mike Video. When Video really had that defender, that one is a push. Scrum along the board. Don't be securing yourself. That's where that one sparred out to make that one with the Clash. Clash is better answer. Fire shot saved by Wedgwood. Right to Cleveland. Drury with the puck. Now sends it over to Kelly. You now find Olofsson. Right toward Wayne. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first period. Doesn't find the puck opening look. Rebounded by Makar. Makar pass. Broken by Emilio. Ottawa's back in offense. Zarp will take the zone again to Giroux. He goes down. Rebounded by Nelson. Block Nelson right toward away. He'll bank it around the wall to Makar. Give Makar. Right to Nichushkin. Shoots for it. Another save by Merlinen. Nichushkin keeps it over to Malinskis. Makar shot. He denies it. What a great stop by the goaltender. Yeah, I was spotting that one on. For Merlinen, he would never be out there at alone. He just really got it slipped into the way. He made that one with a great save. Puck is ready to get things on as another team with the face-off as Brock Nelson wins the draw. Now he finds it to Giroux. So we have shot. Huge save by Merlinen. Now as Sanderson will have it again to Perron. Perron enters the zone. He'll keep it around his zone. And Colin will watch it on zone. Gets a little bit of a way of defenders as Ross Colin will have it. Take the zone to Nichushkin. Nichushkin stops that one here from the wall. Pass it behind to Giroux. Giroux pass to McKinnon. Here's McKinnon to Leckerman. Leckerman shoots it. Gets defended out of the way and a rebound by Jake Sanderson. Now here's Ella. He'll find it off to Perron. No offside on the Senators as Cousins have it. And that goes off the walls with the block shot.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Under
Nearly a
minute
minute for Joy. That is locked in Maria
in
Period.
the wing. Give to McKinnon in the zone center. Middle zone position is given away by Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk. Pass is broken up. Here's Natchez now finding Malinskis. And he now has it again to Leckerman. Akonin again. Back to McKinnon. 10 seconds remaining for the shot. In the first period, McKinnon spins, saved by Merlinen. Just 5 seconds remaining in the first period, still tie game. Well, they wouldn't expect that for Nathan McKinnon. He was really trying to get that one with a lifty shot. He wasn't really sure that was going to be the thing. Now the win for the Sens, and that will end in the first period. So therefore, it is now a 1-1 game, and we'll be back with you shortly for some second period action on the track. Be back with you soon for the second period. Tie game, settling with a score after McKinnon. Hey folks, welcome to the first intermission. With our big standout on the lawn, the track was not even clear as they are all tied up. As me and Terry Crews are taking a look at a big traction with no power plays to give and no penalty kill, here's how you do with the total statistics with the first period. 12 over 10 shots on goal for Colorado, 11 over 7 for Colorado, and it was 625 over 122, 90% over 88 for Colorado, and it was face-off wins 5 over 4. This was not even clear how they were shooting at trackers, not really what they were going to get. But this goal that Fabian Zetterlund had found was right in the middle. He found that first goal to squeeze it in there to go right past by Scott Wedgwood. I wasn't even sure how he was able to do for, and that one was a great goal. Let's have your tracks about it, Terry, for the Ottawa Senators. Well, I've got to say, this tracking and this motion made that one clear, and when I spot on for Fabian Zetterlund, I was watching it, and I feel like I've never seen this play. From Fabian Zetterlund, from the transfer from the San Jose Sharks, he was really just giving all what he can, and nowhere to be finding it afterwards. You mean, you got no cutting motion, you got no transition on the attackers? I mean, come on, man. That first one of the goal was right in the way. That is where that first goal really would start off. That's a big on the range, and you don't see the attackers that much, and that one gets away from the defender. That's one of the best goals I've ever seen from Ottawa within the first period. All right, let's have it over to you, though, Senate Beast, about Colorado. How do you think that Nathan MacKinnon really had that one to start off his first goal to start the period? Well, I bet that Nathan MacKinnon was really given a huge start. A first goal as the effort. The opportunity was really out of the way. I wasn't really clarifying of how they were going to get there, but I was pretty concerned of how they were doing it for. That first goal was going to keep it off the notch. And Colorado Avalanche, I think they're going to have to find with the second period to look for a breakaway chain, or if Ottawa Senators could definitely take the lead and have it trailed down by 1. This is going to be a hard call if they're going to try to keep things going. Well, we'll see how this one gets, and I think we're going to see a 2-1 lead score. Probably no power plays to give. I mean, who knows? It's anybody's game. That will end the first intermission, and we will be sending you back to the second intermission once the second period is complete. Now we go back to Canadian Tire Century. Union Jackie, all for you. See you later, everyone, for the second intermission. Welcome back, folks, as we're ready to get started for our second period in Ottawa to get ready for the second period of the game. And we are back on ice. All players are rehydrated, ready to roll, and back in action. All right, a close call range here after the score from MacKinnon, and then it was Fabian Zetterlund with the goal of the tie in the game. Let's have your status from both of you. From each. How did this happen with that, with the big change of the comeback in the first period to have it tight up? Well, you gotta believe it on this one. For Nathan MacKinnon, he was really tying that one really good. And I was really giving it a good stance, try to have that good response. You know, helping his teammate, and it's helping his coach's suggestions. And talking about from the Artem Zov's team, that's Fabian Zetterlund, who's really made that one with the hugest cut motion. He find a way to get that one obstacle course down. He's got that first goal to tie that one up. You know, I agree. I know that wasn't really the favorite, but hey, this is what happens with Nathan MacKinnon. He's really like showing it up. Here's Nitrous right to outside. Now find the Munson. Munson's shot is stopped by Merlin, and you'll have that one squeeze it in with only 8-1 remaining. It's pretty clear now, talking about the Avalanche, they have lost last season against the Tampa Bay Lightning at home, as they already couldn't get their wins in the strike. But the bigger way to prove them wrong is showing this up with a rebound, and remembering the last time they both met here with the teams in the postseason in a Stanley Cup final since 2022, and it was Game 7 that made a win for the Avalanche. Yeah, I bet that the Avalanche are a good team. They are the best team in the Western Conference. I was betting on this one so much, and you gotta believe this, because that's where that first goal really made that one in there. And I believe that the Avalanche may do it again. I think this might be the second time we'd like to see them do it again for the postseason. If they go all the way to the finals, I think this would be a great choice to see them again. Do you think so? I think my bet is going to be on the Hurricanes and the Avalanche. Possible now, it is. But, well, it's payback then. Season's not done until it is postseason. You bet there is. Now here's Gerard shot, he scores. Caught in motion as Samuel Gerard has his own goal to take the lead up for 1. Yeah, see, that's the cut when I was watching it. Samuel Gerard has making it look easier plays in. This action is right here. Check what happened to Dorfield. And when you spotting up went on by Colton, that's where Gerard is going to come by. And this goal is right toward his zone. Right to the goal line, right to the crease in, and he was shooting it in the right timing. This is no exception of how he was able to get through. And that defender and the goaltender was watching it, and he wasn't timing it swingingly right. That now gives that one the first goal and the lead in a second. So that's where that comes in. Samuel Gerard with the first goal, and with only 4:01, that's a great help from Colton, and you need to spot that great target line. When you're watching this one over, you got to make sure you're really up to the right angle. Don't be losing your controlness from the team for Avalanche and their teammate for the Sens. You have to make sure you're really cautious, because that's going to definitely defer on it from shooting chances. Here's Olofsson outside, as now he slunks it over to Solioff. He gets it again to Drury. Drury now has it again to Olofsson. Olofsson passes it to Kelly. He'll have it again to Solioff. Solioff shot. Another stop by Merlainen. Brady Kachuk with the rebound.
Colorado
As he
goal
blocks
his
the
45th
15-minute
goal
mark
of the
in
season,
second
first
period.
goal of the game.
Greg
Scored
Jury's
by
got
number
the puck back, now
49,
finds it over to
Samuel Goulet.
Solia.
Assisted by number 20,
Soloyov
Ross
with the
Colton.
puck.
And by
In the
number
Sens
28,
territory.
Ilya
Now he finds
Soloyov.
to Parker Kelly.
Time to go, 4
Kelly,
minutes, 1
Jury
second to the second
shoots
period.
in deep
Sa
transition
Samuel
and stopped by
Girardi
the
et Becky
goaltender.
assisté par Ross
Turns
Colton
the
et
other way,
Ilya
now the Sens will
Soloyov.
have it rolling
And
out. He's broken
Jeremy
up again.
Brianne,
Passing
4
to
minutes,
this
1
is
second.
decreasing. Yeah, sure is. I mean, that decreasing is going to definitely give that one off the zone. And now McCarr's team, they really are looking back after it. Blocked shot by Barkov. And that gets back to Drury. They can't get it for Sens. Now finds it off to McCarr. McCarr gives to Brindley. Brindley lost that one, and it's now finding to Michael Mario. McCarr sends it again to Belinskis. Deep pass though, no offside for Avs. Giroux. Wow, smacking down on the K. That's Nitrous with the rebound. He now finds McCarr. Well, that's given a uses on the effort. There's no excusing that you need to do for. You wouldn't want to live that without a life, so you have to watch carefully on that. McKinnon with the rebound after a steal by the Ottawa Senators, and a big save by the goaltender. Martin Nitrous now has it again to Monson. Monson finds it to Burns. Gives it quickly to Monson. Monson shot, blocked in traffic, and rebound by Perron. Larrokin, as the officers keeping it way back and rolling. Nitrous, Burns, fires a shot, missed wide, and it's now Pinto at the pad save, and now goes back to Nick Jensen. Jensen around the board, gives to Pinto, and now Thomas the ball has it again to Giroux. The Sens are back in offensive zone, and it's now Burns. Puts it quickly over to Monson. Nelson gives back over to Monson. He has it again. The pass broken up, but it's now Giroux the other way. Sens takes the advancement. Here's Nitrous on a wraparound shot. Nick Jensen blocks that shot. Under 11 minutes remaining in the second period. Here's Burns. Finds again to Monson. Has it again to Nelson. A deep zone pass to Nitrous. Nitrous shoots it. Almost going to be a good rebounding goal by Ross Copeland, but he was too over the line and he wasn't getting there clear. Icing is on the Sens. We'll stop the play with 10-12 remaining. What I expected on Brady Kachuk, and that was where this hit goes right toward the wall. He crashes right to it, and that's a hugest clash on wall. This actually would really make a true lensless skate. That's a big squeeze. Thanks by defenders by Mike and Midio, that's where it's going to come along. Both teams are doing so well by Scott Whitwood and Levi Merlini. It is a 2-1 lead, Colorado. Back-to-back wins for Brock Nelson, and it's now Girard again to Courtney. So, Nuzishkin shoots, that's blocked up, rebounded by Chabot. Brock Nelson gets it back. Girard again to Soloyov. Soloyov now finds Girard. Girard finds Soloyov, and the shot goes right through it, and the goaltender stops that one from Marlene. Past the midway mark in the second period as Perron will dish it out. Colorado Avalanche back in the offense zone. He now finds it over to Nelson. He quicks it over to Colton. Colton shoots straight. Another save made by Mariah. Here's Colton. Couldn't get his puck control as over by defenders, and is now showing Pinto the other way. Shots blocked. Rebounded by Ross Colton. Colton swings to Solyov. He'll now have it swing to Nikushkin. Tries to keep the puck out of the zone, but offside. And it's rebound by Johnson. Johnson looks to Pinto. Pinto with the smash hit. And rebounded up by Perron. But I must have noticed that Perron's team is really giving crashing right to the board. That really is going to be out of stamina. And he's going to have to get to the bench. Colorado racing its way zone. Now falling to Olofsson. Olofsson passes back over to Melenskis. McCall. Melenskis fires a shot, and it's stopped on a defender, and it's rebounded by Olofsson. Melenskis breaks to McCall. McCall shoots it again. Another save made by Merlini. Look at how Merlini is doing it. His reaction is going to give a hugeness on the blocking, on the effort. That great shot of a goal is going to definitely cause him to deflect it. He's really onto it. And I bet I wanted to know how that happened with Merlini. That was a huge save. Shine Pinto goes right to the wall near the crease in here. And he's almost going to be pulled over to the bench. Here's Olofsson. Ankle breaks his own. Another save by the goaltender. And rebound by Barkov. Olofsson with the rebound. Pass back to Monson. Looks it over to Burns. Burns looks it over to Monson. Monson pass to Burns. Burns fires a save around a goaltender. Puck rolls out his own, and you will have some new regroupments to give a new line change. Manson with the puck here with only 5:30 remaining in the second period, and now Olofsson will have it. This is where the goaltender is going to start making some reaction. The quick timing is going to get into the players. No reaction. They need to be done at a single digit. That's where it's going to happen with only Olofsson team and the others. You don't expect it to do for, but they have to work things together. Barnacle throw again to Drury. Drury now finds to Manson. Manson pass to Burns is broken by Jensen and rebound by Drury. Drury shot save under the line. Stopping the play, gives the goaltenders some break, and is now we'll get ready for our next puck drop with only 4:35 remaining. Lots of effort here for Ivan and the teammates, as they already have stricken a 1-0 to 2-1-1, and now it's 2-1. Here's Jake Popperson for the Sens. Sens goes down with a hit and rebounded by Mikhail McCall. Well, that Mikhail McCall really would have to be out there. They won't expect it, but they would like it. And now the fans are going to be booing on Mikhail McCall. This is because they don't like it. You know what happens, how well he does? This is because he was really wasting it. Back to Mikhail McCall. Waiting patiently. He went down in the big play. Now here's a born leader for Brady Tkachuk. He's on his way. Get playback zone. In the cutting motion and on his Avalanche shot stop by Wedgwood. Wedgwood's going to hang on with only 26 remaining in the second period. I gotta watch again for Jake Popperson. This is where that hit after McCarr, that's really a hugest knockout. And he looks like he's gonna have to rush to the bench. I don't think he won't be okay. He's definitely shooken up. Teams are ready to get things on for the next puck drop. It is still a 2-1 game here in Ottawa. Still looking for a tie game for the Sens. Here's Zub. The chance is broken up, and now Gerard will have it. Fairbairn's at a limit of shot. Huge pass kicked out by Scott Wedgwood. Zub shot. Saved by Wedgwood. You'll hold the things in with under 3 minutes in the second period. You gotta see this to believe it from Scott Wedgwood. He was really giving it all. A biggest chain off, and then that's a great goal to have it stopped by. You don't want to miss that effort. But the win by Cousins in a shot. He goes off on a defender, and it goes right over again to the wall, and back out is Nitrous. Here comes Nathan McConnell on the wheels. Oh, he missed that one. That one is going to go right the other way, and here comes a breakaway train for Cousins' shot. Goal snatch! What a stop made by Scott Wedgwood, and he makes a diving play. Unbelievable. I won't have to expect on this one here by Wedgwood. What a diving play. Nelson wins the face-off. That's the third consecutive wins here in the face-off puck drop. We'll have it again to Nuchiskin. Nuchiskin tried to will things in. Shoots it wide, and another save by Merlainen. Merlainen finding over again as Zub now gives to Fabian Zetterlund. He's got his first goal. He's looking for 2. He can't take another tie game. Looks off to Nuchiskin. Nuchiskin. Give and go, and look for Brock Nelson. Shot. Another blocker save by Merlainen. And it's now Cousins. The Sens are back in offensive zone in the Colorado territory. 60-second is almost over, and as that's
Last minute remaining in the second period. Inerte minute restante dans de la demi-période.
Over to Nichushkin. Nichushkin pass. Deep the zone to Cotton. Cotton shoots. Blocker save by Merlainen. Sanderson now has it again to Tkachuk. Kicks it out by Burns. He's off in a race, and a stop made here by Scott Wedgwood. No penalties given here by Ottawa Senators. The rebound picked up. Kelly goes down. Clears it out. Unable to clear it. On his own. He scores! Tyler Claiborne, as we are now tied up in this 10-2 game nearing the end of the second period. Just a time down in play. You know, this being said, I love this action. His play is really giving a good look. And then this is where the screen comes in. Just before the time went 0, this is where that one fires and ricochets right for Tyler Cleveland. I was liver spotting that one up, and that was really a wicked blast. Dropped it right to the net, scores it. Now it's a tie game. You bet on this one? The Sens are tied up with only 2, and this rain is going to end the second period. My home crowd fan really rolling it in, but this is not done. They have one more period remaining. So it's now a 2-2 game, and it's now the answer for Tyler Clayton. We'll have that one back with you shortly when we return to Ottawa. Second period down, one more to go. Look for a lead, 3-2. Be back with you soon. Hey folks, welcome to the second intermission as we are back in the studio to show what goes on with the Sens and Avs. They are now tied again. First period was given by Fabian Zetterlund. He really had stoked it out. Then the second period was the leadoff score as Samuel Girard has the answer to open it up. And then the other way before the second period comes to the end, it was Tyler Cliven that made that one tied up again. And after the second period is finished, here are the standings. 30 over 19 total shots on goal for Colorado. 23 over 19 hits for Colorado. 11:34 over 209 time on attack for Colorado. And both teams have 87%. They're dropping down a little bit. And only 10 out of 8 face-off wins for the Ottawa Senators. They've been doing really well lately, but they still have a long way down to finish things off for the final 60 minutes in the frame. All right, there's Terry. Let's have your thoughts for the Ottawa Senators as they come back to tie it. Well, they've been like rolling it in right now. I mean, I've never seen how they were doing this for Tyler Cliven. He really made that one with a great goal. I love his effort. There's no strategy of like winning this game and have it back out. That's big hits. And with the time running out, they need some new changes. They need to find someone that's open right there in the middle. Look for the goalie screen. There's the answer. They've really been like watching it over lately. I've been like, wow, they've really shown the answers to magic number. Well, hopefully, we'll have to see what we can keep an eye on in the third period. Now over to you, Centerpiece, for Colorado. The Avalanche has been trying hard, and lately on that, it was no exception for Nathan McKinnon. He was in a little struggle here in the second period, so now he has to find an answer in for the third period. I mean, he already has one goal, but the others say they're knocking them down, and there could be no penalty, or they could be like, you know what, we're off, and we're not really up to it. This is really challenging for the both teams, so don't think that's hard enough? No. But they need to do a favor. They've got to keep moving. So that way, we have a lot of it down, and I bet we might see the third period. Do you know who's going to be taking the win in the fifth game? I bet you're going to say this. The Avalanche. They have to find a win. Even though the Sens have already trying to make it clear, and they lost against the Vancouver Canucks, they just gotta need to do themselves quickly for the Avalanche. So I bet that this might be the favor for that. I'm betting on the Sens because they haven't won in the home season to play against the other teams. They've really been like stumped out for some reasons. I don't know how that's gonna happen. That's 4 losing streaks for Ottawa Senators of the season, and they need to find a way to get through it. Alright, we'll have to find out about that as we now send you back to Ottawa. The third period, it all comes down to this: lead or stay tied. Now let's see what happens with the third period of the Sens and Avs. Back after this. The time has come, and now is the third period as we're finishing up in Ottawa. This all comes down to this, as both teams are tied, and it's now a 2-2 game. The next one that will lead things off will be a lead-off 3-2 score. Alright, folks, I know what you all have been saying this, but this was a lot of timing, and this is really right on the line. Let's see how you judge us on your score for this one here between you, Tyler, and so true. Well, they've been playing it so well, and afterward, you don't have anything to do for. But sometimes you just have to play with. It's just your confidence. Your minding is definitely the right way to do for it. I was watching on this one here for the Avalanche. They are really been kept it along really well. Just playing with some competitions afterwards. Even the fans don't really like Cale Makar. They really don't have a struggle to do for. And nothing is given enough, and they will really have a hard time to get away from this. Yeah, I know, the same thing is really like coming in for me, and when I notice what Brady can chuck into teammates, there's no way to like keep that falling in from action. This play effort is not going to make this A too harder on the critical and his arrow draw. Not in the face-off is going to really get that with a huge spill. And you talk about Brady Kachuk, that's where the kick comes in. You really have a lot of it big fighting. I mean, don't be surprised if you're doing this. Now the win from McKinnon, he'll have it over the gun to Mason. Mason has it Burns over to now to Natchez. Burns looking for some trouble afterwards here as Manson will now have it to swing it to Natchez. Natchez to Manson. Avalanche keeps moving the puck in.
Score by number 43.
Tries to get to Natchez. Natchez looks up to Burns. Burns shots blocked up in traffic and to Sanderson with the rebound and back over his neighbor McKinnon.
Number 10,
Jordan. Down by over to Natchez. As Manson
time to go. 58 seconds in the second period.
Big chance to Lekkonen. Gets denied and now Stutzo.
And the next
now gets it over
period.
to Zlobny. He'll find it over to Sanderson. Here comes Sanderson on the drive, and it now has to give it back off to Burns. Over with a 2-on-2 fast break. And now this will be Avalanche as now McKinnon is on the outman rush attack. The wheels. Around Brady. Backhander shot. Stop by Messling. And it's over to McKinnon. McKinnon to find again to Burns. Burns shot. Good save by Merolainen. Merolainen has got another huge save into the game with only 16-12 remaining. Well, I don't speculate for Levy about Merolainen. This is what I don't really see things. One of the biggest epical on the comeback on the switches was turned to be a well-racing shot. You know, I was never seeing anything about the Merolainen on this huge stop on this robotics system to have that one with the hugest save. This is what happens when the goaltender spends so much time doing this. Merolainen is one of the better heroes of the game, over by Linus Ullmark and over James Lanier. I never see how he's ever to get this far, and hopefully by now the time will be. Here's Bolfison. Down to the wing, another save made by Scott Wedgwood. And right around the net is Samuel Girard. Has that across. Now finds over to Soyov, and he'll have that pass to Nilsson. In center play is now the Avalanche will have their offensive zone in time. Colton with a swing and wipe down. He will now have it again to Girard. Girard passes, he'll find Soyov. Again to Colton. Colton passes again to Girard, and he'll have it again to Soyov. Soyov shot. Glove save by Merolainen. Just nearing the 15 minutes in the third period, as both players are getting rehydration and getting ready for the next puck drop. The Spark-Cap might be looking for some heated pressures in here, and they're spotting it on a still tie game between the Sens and the Ops. Now here's Fabian Zetterlund looking for 2 goals. This one gets by a blocking defenderman, and McCarr has now set a Olofsson. He will find Kelly. Kelly's going to give it a shot, and that one is off into the player. Did not set up his offensive zone as McCarr now has it to Parker Kelly. McCarr takes a little swing, goes back to Kelly. Kelly on the swing in to find the Malinskis. Here McCarr. McCarr swings it across. Backhander shot. What a save by Merolainen. And that really is another huge stop. That's number 32 for the goaltender for tonight. Well, I don't have to agree this one here. This is what happens with Merolainen. He's making huge successful. This play on action won't be the day of Merolainen, of his hugest save. When you just really have to play in a goaltender, you have to be ready. Because there's no other way that you're going to try to keep on attacking. Here comes Kelly right to it. Olofsson shot, and it is off in the defender, and it's rebounded up by Kelly. Kelly has it again to Malinskis. He'll have that swinging over to Olofsson. Has it again to Malinskis. Malinskis to Burns. He will have it again. Now finds it over to Malinskis. Moves around, Olofsson shots, and this one's covered up by Merolainen. Over from Jack Drury with only 12:46 remaining. We will have a lot of time left to remain in this period, as if both gliders are ready to get in for the face-off. Now the win for the Senators as Sanderson has now crossed his sub. Sub lost that one. Buttercup now finding Ivan. No offside for the Avalanche, as now this will be a run around the net. And he doesn't get there. Brady Kachuk. Here's Buttercup shot for the chance. What a save here by Merolainen. Finds Manson again to Burns. Burns pass over to Manson. Manson shot. Cliff. Saved by Merolainen. Sanderson's got that back. a second win, and he'll have that one with the pass over into the middle to Kachuk. What a play effort afterward. I was never spotting that one on here for Marilainen. And then when Brady Kachuk was right in front of it, there was no way that you could ever stop that one coming back afterward. Jensen now across to Mike Emilio. Here's Stutzel. Stutzel has given away as now Monson has that one right to her in the way. Get that zone now finding to get a Lekonen. Lekonen now finding the Burns. Burns gives now back in trouble in raging, and Burns takes it over. Lekonen in motion backhand a stop made by Marilainen, and he'll have that one covered it up. 10:29 remaining in the third period. No ready for another puck shot. Well, you can see what the attacking has happened. That Brady Kachuk was really knocking somebody over. That's called true relentless. You made this big hit and you don't have really no momentum. You really have to watch on that. That's where it just comes right from the back, and that is where that hits on one of the players, the defender. Now the win here for the Suns is now here's the spot, and Nathan McKinnon's got that back. Greg takes it over to Pinto. Pinto can't even kick over it as Malinskis now finds a luck good in. Pass to midway mark in the third period. They'll have that pass to Natchez. Natchez back on a shot. Kick save. He scores. Big rebound by Martin Natchez. They are now taking a 3-2 lead. And it's the first goal to take that lead for the comeback switch. Well, that's what happens with Martin Natchez. This is where that battle ranges in. He takes 2 times the second chance, and then this in and net. That is where that Martin Natchez was able to have that patched up. He grabs his own rebound, and watch what happens to Natchez. This is where it gets in, but it is battling across against the goaltender. When you don't get this right shot at the range, that's where it comes right to Natchez. That's a great look. And he had that one deflecting it in to have that back. It's been a while here for Martin Natchez to have that first goal in the third period. I was really expecting that this would make a great chain to have it all. Right around the net, he now finds to Brock Nelson. That's the first goal for the lead here for Martin Natchez from the transfer from Carolina Hurricanes. He's looking to see how we can definitely handle it all with the teammates. Bet score of just under 81 cellular. I mean, they really have to make sure they don't get tucked up for the secret for the bad reputation of that. Now, I say about Martin Natchez, he was really able to do a lot of time in his effort. There were so many chances for Martin Natchez that he could have done for with his backhander, the front hand, and the backhand. Bendison is where that comes in for. And then right to Natchez, this is where that one comes in with a great shot, and then this rebound was right where he was at. Every third period, he wasn't able to take it in. He just had it all. So that's 17 verticals for the season, and he is trying to look for his next battle to get 2 of them to try to end the game. Now he has it over to Wilson. Nelson now has an hour getting to McCaw. Rollins gets the Kuska shot. Another save by Mercelainen. Mikalainen now has it over, and now the teammates is now given another chance here for McCaw. McCaw swings him down, now finds it to Shishkin. Out to Shishkin on the battle range. Goes to middle. He scores. Ross Colton with the one-time effort and now given a 4-2 lead here in Ottawa. Well, that's what happens in the Shishkin. He was right in the middle. He was squeezing on the goaltender right on to Merkelainen. You see, this is where it comes right toward it. That is where the squeeze rolls by. You know, just like that, the first period is where that comes in. And Ross Colton, he gives that one deflected it in. That's a squeeze behind the back. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but that made that one go in, and that one was given right into the net. That's where that goal comes right in for the Avs. Now it gives it up, and it's a 4-2 lead here in the third period. Just about 8:30 remaining here, and they're now trying to look for an answer back for the Senators as here's Chabot. Well, every time I say about the Avs, they're really been like dominating this effort. They're taking a look on a slash, and they're looking to get back into the win. Just like the last couple of games that you don't even spot it on. And whatever happens, you don't really
his first goal of the game, his 81st goal of the season. Scored by number 20.
Really been like given a
Assisted
huge
by number
set of
13,
scores.
Valeri
There's no way
Nichushkin.
when you can definitely try
And
to
by
like,
number
show
11,
things off
Brock
with
Nelson.
appropriate behaviors.
Sat made a goal, 11 minutes,
That's where it
44
goes
seconds
by.
in the third period.
They really
Just
get
West
another
Colton,
shot.
Evic Lilbud,
McCall
assisted by
finds
Valeri
Valenskis.
Nichushkin. And Brock Nelson
Valenskis.
and Josephine Periode. 11 minutes, 34 seconds.
Moves around back again to McCall. Gets it today for McKinnon, and it's broken up by Fabian Zetterlund. He's stealing Cousins. Transferred from the Buffalo Sabres as he's onto the Ops territory. And that one will give out of the zone. This time it's Artem Zub. He'll have to regroup. Big escape here now, Bofferson. Bofferson right toward the guy on a shot. Another save by Wedgwood. Mullins gets down, finds it over to Natchez. That pass will now have it to McKinnon and back to Lekkonen. You will have it again to Natchez. Natchez now finds to McKinnon. McKinnon now finds to Monson. Monson in trouble zone. Glove save by Mervalainen. 5:19 remaining in the third period as they're able to get a next puck drop ready to go. Don't forget for the next game, as you could carry things along with our next game coming up for game number 6. We have the Maple Leafs facing against the Oilers here, and I'll be at Rogers Place. And as the next commentary starts standing by, I have is James Zawalski and Cheryl joining us here for tonight's game of the matchup. Then across the other way, we'll have it the other side for you as the game of the night as the Hurricanes battle against the Utah Mammoths here at Carolina. That's at Little Center, as LJ will be having a number reporting to show how the next game will handle. Don't miss out for the next games here, only on Sun and Base. For the gaming and more. Under 5 minutes presented by Discover, and now this time it's taken over by Kachuk. Good save by Wedgwood. Big hit here from the Avs as they're now got 30. Yeah, they really did. I don't expect now had the Avalanche has been like mashing it up. This is the Avs big hit. They won't say that tomorrow unless the big hit occurs. Olofsson went down. That is a big on a monstrous hit. And now he's definitely back over to Amedio. Was job done. Dang, that's where that hard really makes that one hurtful. This is no one exception. They really kept on from coming back. Here's Gerard, now has it to Coton. He'll have that one, flinging that one out. Has it down to Gerard. One time to Christian shot. What a save by Mervalainen. And now Jordan Spence will have it the other way with the final 3 minutes in the third period. Nelson. Deep in on a shot, and it's another huge, easy save by Mervalainen. Stutzer. Poked it. Rebound by Gerard. Solomonov. Gives it right back over again to Gerard. Swings it deep. Finding Colton. Colton waits it patiently with only 2:10 remaining. And he goes down, and it's now Chabot for the Sens. They're going to have to get a lot of timing down here for Chabot. Outside zone. It's blocked by McKinnon. McKinnon, he is racing right toward the wheels. With the move around. What a stop by Mervalainen. And now it's over again to Munson. Back the other way it goes to Brady Tkachuk. McCarr poked it up. And now it's McCarr again to Natchez. Huron, and this goes out. Natchez with the puck, and then this one goes right the other way. What a huge save by Mervalainen. I mean, this fast break is going to almost end up here for Nathan McKinnon to score. That one is really just like a breakaway chain. What a big save. Goaltender right team turning the buttons, and they're giving the extra man attackers on. Ellis right toward way, you know, now find Digital, and the firing shot saved by Wedgwood. 4-2's a score, 42 seconds remaining in the third period as they're able to get the next puck drop. Who had the best player of the night, or will now send it over, is Rogers. Thanks, fellas. I was able to spot that one on here, but one of the best plays in his zone was Nathan McKinnon. He has been enjoying this for his most of a lifetime and expanded it. The biggest feeling was really able to keep things from out of the target range, and he's been really doing a really impressive job on the effort. This Nathan McKinnon from the alternative captain is now able to have his own goal to keep things in. It's his big night to show things off. And that's it now, as Parker Kelly will end it off with the empty net goal. Back to you guys. Well, that's what happens. This end of the game will now set off after that black shot. Then Parker Kelly seals the deal. It will be a first win on the road for the Colorado Avs. Now this time, it is all over. That's not a win for the Sens, and it's now back to Giroux.
This first goal of the game
fires it
was
saved by
goal of the
Wedgwood.
season. Score on the empty net, number
16 seconds
17,
remaining in the
Parker
third
Kelly.
period. As
Assisted
time
by
is
number
wasting down
95,
to the
Victor
end.
Olsen. And by number
Well, that's the team
84,
so
Brett
far,
Burns.
and it's now
Time on the empty net goal. 19
Colorado
minutes,
with the
39
first win,
seconds
and
in
they're not
first
going to
period.
win
Sus
for the
Parker
season.
Kelly, sure
They're
like
gonna
net,
work it
Vivier,
out.
assisted by
Just
Victor
get back
Olsen,
into the
and Brent
game,
Burns,
and
and
then
Sus
help our head
Francie
coaches.
Periode.
That's
19
where it
minutes,
happens.
39
Yep,
seconds.
you definitely know how that one would change in there. It won't be enough again until for now. So that's going to wrap it up here in Ottawa as the Colorado
That's the end of
Avalanche
regulation.
has finally
Since I
done
finished
a
regular
win
meditation.
for this season.
Your final
and they
score,
make their
Roger's
first
score
home of the
final,
road trip.
Colorado Avs
That's going to
5,
be
and
a
Ottawa Sens 2.
5-game losing streak for the Ottawa Senators. As for the win for Wedgwood. Well, you see what Wedgwood made, and then that was one of his big strength. His shot won't be the deal to deny that effort. Well, folks, thank you all very much for watching, and as always, we appreciate your support, and along with my broadcast partner with Rogers and Center Ice, along with my third commentary with Zoe, Troop, and Tyler, I'm Union Jackie. You've been watching the NHL 26 on EA Sports for the gameplay. Thank you, and have a great night. So long! Thanks, Union Jackie. Time to get on for the 3-star plays of the game. 3-star starts off with Martin Natchez with the goal and 5 hits. This is nowhere to be near until his rebound puts back in after a save by the goaltender. Then he just zipped it back. Then it was Sam Malinsky with only 2 assists and 5 hits on his game. That's one of his best zones, and you don't ever see how he was able to catch things up. And your first star player of the game, huge save, goes to Ross Colton. Just a squeeze zone right in the range with the 2-on-1 attack, and 2-on-2, 3-on-2 was really right in the range. With the emptiest of the zone, he squeezes it to make it look beauty. And the final statistics, 49 over 25 shots on goal for Colorado, 34 over 33 hits for Colorado. It was 1808 over 302 for Colorado on the time on attack, 88 over 87 passing effectiveness for Colorado, and it was only 23 over 10 for the face-off wins for Ottawa. Well, 5-game losing streak continues for Ottawa Senators of the season. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up, and we are running out of time. We will have to talk with you back for the next game as the Maple Leafs face against the Oilers here at Rogers Place again. With all the crews, I'm Terry Crews, and I'm Son of Beast. You've been watching the NHL 26 on EA Sports for the gameplay, and we'll see you next time for as a while as the gameplay dial. Good night, everyone, and thanks for watching.